Review and the test drive of these 2026, the latest addition to the Hyundai Palisade lineup. Under the hood we can find the well-known 3.5 natural aspirated V6 producing 285 horsepower, get 8.4 inches of ground clearance, and you also get an electronically lockable rear differential. This is how much space you have if the third row is down, and then you pull the strap and you put it in the position. Final assembly point, Korea. That's why you see the VIN code starts from K, so KMA, which signifies Korea. All the inputs, they feel very solid. They're not flimsy. Good afternoon everyone, and welcome to my channel Roman Rides, and today I'm sharing my review and the test drive of these 2026, the latest addition to the Hyundai Palisade lineup. This is the 2026 Hyundai Palisade XRT PRO. I'll take it for a quick drive. We'll measure 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. I'll share my impressions about this vehicle, the driving portion, and how it stacks up against its rivals, obviously the pricing and everything else. So let's get started. 2026 Hyundai Palisade. This is the second generation of the famous three-row SUV from the Hyundai manufacturer. So what is Hyundai Palisade XRT Pro? In this video I'm not going to spend too much time showing you like all the features and the new updates for the 2026 second gen Hyundai Palisade. I'm going to highlight all the features of the XRT Pro model. And if you have been in the market and have been looking specifically for the XRT, this is what you need to know about this car. First of all, the looks of this vehicle. Regardless of the color, because the XRT Pro can come in different colors, you're gonna get these wheels. This is all-terrain tires. This is Continental Cross Contact ATR 255 by 60 18-inch wheels. It's obviously floating braking caliper, 5 lug nuts you see here. Some McPherson struts up front and then multi-link in the back. In terms of suspension, I'll get back to the technical specs in just a few seconds. In terms of the looks, so working our way here up front, we see the recovery tow hooks, the red recovery tow hooks. It is a silver trim and silver cladding here available for the XRT Pro. As you can see, we have headlights which actually housed not in the bumper like some people may think. It's actually housed in its regular position here, like a normal headlights. But the interesting and quirky part about that is that this part actually, this is what probably made a lot of people angry, but at the same time it looks cool. It looks cool how Hyundai actually integrated the daytime running lights and the turn signal into one huge section of the headlights. So as you can see, this portion of the light assembly acts as the driving daytime running lights as well as the main headlights. And main headlights, as you can see, they are LED, and obviously they're projector style LED. So not reflector, it's more expensive solution. Projector style LED, you have 360 camera, red recovery hooks. You have additional covers underneath the vehicle for the engine and for the transmission. A lot of non-painted plastic, so the cladding around the wheel arches here, it's non-painted, as well as the bottom portion of the doors not painted as well. As you can see, the door actually covers the door seal, which is nice, so you're not gonna make your pants dirty, your trousers, your jeans dirty. So working our way in the back, as you can see, it is non-painted portion of the lower portion of the bumper, and then it's a silver insert for the bumper. Again, we have 2 more recovery hooks in the back, and you have the new taillights. Obviously, everything is LED here. So Hyundai did not cheap out on the LED, on the lighting in general here. So it looks very nice. And everything here is dark, is blacked out. So everything is dark. You don't see any chrome details, any setting chrome or anything like that. So it's kind of like a shadow line in BMW. So let's take a look at the engine, transmission, and what you need to know from a technical standpoint. As you can see, under the hood we can find the well-known 3.5 natural aspirated V6 producing 285 horsepower, around 355 360 newton meters of torque, or around 280 pound-feet of torque if I'm not mistaken. I will add precise number here. And then it's all mated to 8-speed automatic transmission built in-house. It's an in-house built transmission. And the car, the SUV itself, is being imported from Korea to the United States market, so it's not US built vehicle. That's why probably the price tag may seem to be a little hefty for some of you. It's over $50,000. I will show you that in just a minute. So what you need to know about this vehicle, especially if you have a question like why is the engine sitting so low, because the architecture of this SUV is not a body on frame. It's not like I don't know, maybe it's not like Chevy Tahoe or whatever. So it's a unibody. It's a unibody SUV, and it's based basically on the car platform like Hyundai Sonata, Tucson, and Santa Fe, and all that stuff. That's why you see the engine sitting so low. Everything else, like the sheet metal and all the panel, it obviously was made to make this vehicle look stronger and more, you know, muscular, more brownie, more rugged oriented, especially in this XRT Pro trim. And yeah, it's a tried and true solution, 3.5. I know other markets, they get exclusively 2.5 turbocharge, made it with 8-speed dual clutch, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, still 8-speed dual clutch. But for the American market, we only here get 3.5, initially 3.5 natural aspirated with 8-speed automatic conventional torque converter automatic transmission. Later on, probably in a few weeks and a month, we should be seeing more hybrid variants. So the hybrid variant will be based on the 2.5 turbocharged engine, producing in total 330 horsepower. So that would be the most powerful version of the Hyundai Palisade. As of now, this one is the only available option until you see more hybrids arriving at your local dealership. Again, huge thanks to Courtesy Hyundai here in Tampa. So aside from that, in terms of the technical specs, what you get aside from the additional cladding and AT tires, you also get extra 1 inch of ground clearance. So instead of 7.4, you get 8.4 inches of ground clearance, and you also get an electronically lockable rear differential, which is unheard of in this class of vehicles. It's not a body on frame like Chevy Tahoe or Ford Expedition. It's a unibody SUV, but still you have a lot of off-road oriented features. Obviously, 360 cameras, they help. So this is not the most upscale version of the cabin for the Palisade like it was in my previous video. If you didn't watch that, I would highly recommend to do so. So you see XRT imprintment here for the headrest, and very nice. It's a H-Tex, it's leatherette, it's not a genuine leather like in the Palisade Limited or calligraphy. We have standard power seats available here, no power folding mirrors, we don't have memory seats. We have space for bottles, obviously, for cup holders and everything like that. We don't have a power operated steering wheel. Unfortunately, let's start this up. It's not a mild hybrid, it's a regular gas vehicle. That's why we have a regular startup sound. You have automatic rain sensing wipers. We have automatic high beams, low beams, and we have semi-autonomous driving, so you can remove your hands from the steering wheel on specific roads depending on road conditions, but you have to pay attention to the road, obviously. And all available safety features like emergency braking, you have lane keep assist, you have blind spot monitoring. So as you can see, the blind spot monitoring images from this 360 cameras being projected onto the digital gauge cluster. You have two 12.3-inch screens, and they are housed under this hood, which I really appreciate that Hyundai did not just slap them on top of the dash. They actually nicely integrated them into the dash. And this is your 8-speed automatic transmission lever. So turn it forward, it will be drive. Twist it backwards, it will bring the position of the transmission into reverse, as well as enable 360 camera. You have 3D mode, you have additional modes here. As you can see, slightly different car is shown here on the image of the 360 camera. Nonetheless, the resolution is very nice. We have 3-zone climate control, heated seats, ventilated seats, heated steering wheel. We have wireless CarPlay, Android Auto. We have downhill assist control. We have 360 camera. Additional button here reserved for that specifically. We have a good mix of physical buttons as well as haptic touch. Actually, it's not haptic, it's a regular touch control. So I have a good mix of physical buttons here for the audio system, for the climate control. This is additional shelf and the glove box compartment. You have XRT logo printed there, and very, very nice materials. Yes, it's not super upscale, super luxury, but Hyundai is not trying to be super luxury, super upscale. It's more than enough. You have paddle shifter for 8-speed automatic transmission. You have the tow mode, so this vehicle can tow up to 5,500 pounds, if I'm not mistaken. Power operated trunk lid. TSE, it's electronic stability control on off. You have 2 cup holders here, your wireless charger, a nice cubby here. You can store your items, like your pouches, your whatever you'd like to store. It's a black headliner, obviously, and it's not a panorama. It's a regular moonroof here, black headliner, LED lights for the interior, and also you have this huge cubby in the central armrest here, under the central armrest. A lot of USB Type-C ports. And then the second row, it's a 3-row SUV, so for the whole family you have captain chairs. So captain chairs, and the sitting position is really nice. I really like the bucket seats. In the driving portion, I will be sharing my expression in terms of how I see the sitting comfort is just great. I'm 6.3 tall, as you can see, map pockets. Everything is available here. It's a household style outlet available for you, plus 2 additional USB Type-Cs rated 100 watts, which is quite a lot. The third climate control zone, unfortunately, don't have heated seats or ventilated. That's reserved for higher trims like Limited and Calligraphy. You have sunshades, which is really nice. I always say, unfortunately, Infiniti for more than $100,000 doesn't provide you with the sunshades, but here we are. It's less than $50,000 in some trims, not this one specifically, and you get sunshades, which is really nice. Additional storage cubby available here. You can put your personal belongings in the road trip. Obviously, you have individual armrests, map pockets, black headliner. You have the spare tire located underneath. So let's take a look how much space you have if you have the third row seats down. So this is how much space you have if the third row is down, and then you pull the strap and you put it in the position, and you can actually recline the third seat depending on what you like, on your preference. You can sit some not so tall children or maybe not so tall adults here. You have cup holders for the rear occupants. You have 2 buttons, close and lock the vehicle and turn the alarm on. And yeah, back to the pricing. So the final assembly point, it's Ulsan, Korea, engine from Korea, transmission from Korea, final assembly point, Korea. That's why you see the VIN code starts from K, so KMA, which signifies Korea. So it's not built here in the US. That's why we have a slightly heavier price tag. 3.5. The beauty of this car and Hyundai and Kia in general, that the powertrain warranty is 10 years, so 100,000 miles. The general warranty, 5 years, 60,000 miles. Anti-perforation, anti-corrosion warranty is 7 years, unlimited miles. And then, yeah, again, blind spot monitoring, all the safety systems, and heated steering wheel, 12.3 navigation, 12.3 digital instrument cluster, 3-zone climate control, Wi-Fi hotspot, and all in all, $51,515. So slightly over $15,000. You get a real electronically lockable rear differential, and then extra inch of ground clearance. Let's take a look how this vehicle actually drives. It's not an inexpensive vehicle, right? But to be honest, let's see how it drives, and this is your ultimate decider. Hyundai Palisade XRT PRO. So this is the latest addition to the Hyundai Palisade lineup. So the new generation, this is the second generation. On my channel, I showed you the previous video of the Palisade. That was the calligraphy front-wheel drive. That's why you saw front-wheel drive, because we're located here in Florida. It's Tampa Bay area. Again, huge thanks to Courtesy Hyundai here in Tampa. If you're in the market for any new Hyundai vehicle or maybe a used vehicle, feel free to contact Jonathan, the new car sales manager here. And we are back to the hero of this video, 2025 Palisade XRT. So XRT differs from a regular Palisade quite a lot, I would say, starting from the looks, starting from the meaty tires, all-terrain tires. Obviously, unsprung masses are higher here, and so definitely this vehicle feels a bit more sluggish in terms of overall acceleration from the standstill to get going. So definitely larger wheels, larger curb weight. It's all-wheel drive, and so hence the acceleration is slightly worse here. But again, you're not buying this vehicle for acceleration. We're gonna check the acceleration in just a few minutes. I'm gonna measure 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. So we'll see how it drives. As of now, my first impressions the same as they were during the first video I made a few months ago, probably months ago. What I really like about this vehicle, about the new generation Palisade, that it gives you a lot. That you would really like, you would really appreciate how many options and features and creature comforts available. So this trim obviously is not a basic trim. XRT Pro, all-wheel drive, obviously electronic, limited slip differential in the back. And because it's electronic, so you cannot actually manually set anything. So depending on the drive mode, which is mud, snow, sand, it will automatically engage. And so this is the off-road monitor. So this is the monitor showing your tire pressure, showing the degree of the electronic lock and rear differential. There are 3 dots, so each of those dots represent the percentage of the lock-in differential. And so what I have been noticing here while driving this car for the past, I don't know, 10-15 minutes, I've been noticing that as soon as you hit the gas, first of all, the torque is evenly spread and distributed across 2 axles. So even though it's a front-wheel drive, it's a front-wheel drive vehicle, all-wheel drive is optional. Not on this trim specifically, but on other trims it is optional. And so the torque is here, and then the 3 dots representing the amount of the degree of the lock-in differential. They represent probably how much the rear diff is locked. And so when you start, you will see that all 3 dots are lit, and which means that there is a full 100% lock during the start, during the initial acceleration. So a few other gauges there: oil pressure, battery voltage, transmission temperature, oil temperature in the engine, oil pressure, engine temperature. So quite a few gauges showing you the current status of the vehicle, which is really nice to see here. I know a lot of people, they wouldn't care about that, but having these gauges, having this information actually shows you how your transmission oil is performing, whether it's too hot or not. So back to the driving impressions. What I really like from the first car I drove a few months, maybe months ago, you probably watched that video. Unfortunately, the driving portion of the video was in my native tongue. So while I was shooting the walk around in English, so sorry about that. So in this video, obviously, I'm talking about this car in English. So my first impression, it is softly sprung suspension. This is what you really appreciate in this car. So yeah, it's the suspension is a bit more bumpy compared to a regular Palisade non-XRT. And definitely the suspension settings, the suspension configuration, the spring rates, they are different here. Now you have more rugged tires, more off-road oriented tires, obviously. So this is where you feel that driving over some bad roads and bad road conditions, potholes, some road imperfection, asphalt patches, this is where this vehicle actually shines. Even though the base one, not the base, even though the non-XRT Pro models, they drive like buttery smooth, the transmission and everything else, the suspension softly sprung, this one is slightly another level. Everything that I experienced during that driving portion actually is even better here because of the meaty tires, better articulation of the axles, and the travel of the axles of the suspension. The suspension travel is better here, and so it's even better if you're looking for like ultimate plush driving experience. XRT Pro is the way to go. So we're in sport mode, all-wheel drive. Let's reset. 1 pedal driving. So it's even better than before, 9.1. We can try one more time. 9.3. So there was 9.15 and 9.3. Let's get back to the normal mode.
Quarter mile.
All right, 9.15 and 9.3, not bad. That's a heavy SUV. Yes, it's not body on frame, it's not super heavy, but nonetheless, it's quite heavy. It's around 44, 4,500 pounds. I'll add additional information here. But I really like how it drives. So if you're interested in buying this one or maybe upgrading your first generation Hyundai Palisade to this one, the new one, you will not regret, definitely. New tech, new cabin insulation. It's definitely a quieter vehicle than it was before. Very comfortable bucket seats here up front. Super soft materials and extremely quiet cabin, extremely quiet. Let me double check if we have dual pane glass here. Yes, we do. We have dual pane, it's a laminated glass. So between the two panes of the glass, there is a lamination layer, which actually makes this SUV very, very quiet. And it's super lazy. It's super lazy during the get-go. So it's not about acceleration. I just measured just for the sake of my curiosity. So out of my curiosity, I just measured that. So what I'd really like to say about this vehicle, it's extremely softly sprung. It just glides over different road imperfections, asphalt patches. You don't feel that. I really like that the vehicle does not transmit a lot of road surface information to the steering wheel. It's kind of isolated. This is what I really value in these cars. It's not a sport car. You don't need to have all the data, all the information about the road on your steering wheel. The steering wheel has to be properly isolated if we're talking about comfortable family SUV. And the main goal here is to drive it in a comfort mode. We have the blind spot monitoring image shown in the gauge cluster. So very nice feature that Kia and Hyundai has been doing since 2019, 2020, if I remember that correctly. The transmission calibration and engine calibration and the way that they configure both the engine and transmission is just a home run. It works flawlessly no matter what you do. I recently tested Infiniti QX60, which was unfortunately updated for the 2025 model year with the 2-liter turbocharged variable compression ratio engine producing 268 horsepower, something like that. So this is 3.5 naturally aspirated V6. Unlike some other markets where this vehicle is exclusively available with 2.5 turbocharged, this one for the American market, 3.5 natural aspirated V6 producing 285 horsepower, made it with 8-speed automatic, works flawlessly. It's buttery smooth, no jerks, no gear hunting, nothing like that. It's just extremely comfortable, super quiet family SUV that you will appreciate everything inside, outside, especially the XRT Pro model. It gives you extra inch of ground clearance. It gives you electronic lock and differential for the back axle, for the rear axle. And I'd like to say that it's really nice to see that off-road monitor showing the torque. So now we're just coasting around, as you can see, and it's just front-wheel drive, right? As soon as I hit the gas, so I hit the gas and then immediately the torque is delivered to the rear axle. Even though it's a front-wheel drive, front-biased vehicle, still you have a lot of torque coming to the rear wheels. Again, we're talking about cruising speeds. While cruising, you don't need all-wheel drive. While accelerating or during, cornering, during slippage, definitely the SUV, the computer will provide the signal, hey, give me more torque for the rear wheels. So yeah, very nice. I really like Hyundai, especially the new models like Palisade and new Sonata and everything else they are doing really great. The braking calibration is nice. So the brakes, they actually clamp a little bit better towards the end of the pedal travel. So you have to be cognizant of that. It's not super informative in terms of braking, but it doesn't have to be because this is family SUV. Again, we're not talking about premium models, we're talking about Hyundai. If you'd like something more premium, just go and buy Genesis. Completely different platform, more aluminum, more rigid bodies. This is a mass market vehicle, but it's done right, it's quiet, and it should appease the majority of customers. So yeah, it's so relaxing. It's so relaxing to drive this. No drama, no emotions. But why would you have emotion? Why would you want to have any emotions from this vehicle? You just put your groceries, you put your family in, and that's about it, guys. That's about it. You don't need to feel anything else. Just tranquility, solid driving experience, very soft. The way the start-stop system works, it's not invasive, it's not interruptive. It works very, very softly. There is no much jerkiness when the car actually starts, when the engine kicks in during the start-stop. So yeah, really, really, really nicely done everything here. And everything feels like the steering wheel and everything else, all the inputs, they feel very solid. They're not flimsy, and yeah. So let's get into the summary. 2026 Hyundai Palisade XRT Pro. What I really liked about this vehicle, let's start from the measurements, from performance. So 0 to 100 kilometers per hour for my Canadian friends and viewers, and European viewers, and maybe some other countries. Hopefully, please guys, subscribe, hit the like button. This really helps my channel appear in more recommendations on YouTube. So hopefully this is my hobby, and I'm really, really putting a lot of efforts to show you what I really think about cars. I'm not biased, I'm not affiliated with any dealership. It's just my hobby. As you can see, I'm trying to do it once a week. So please subscribe, please support, hit the like button, leave a comment. That really, really helps me a lot. Thanks in advance. So back to the business. What I really like about this car, it's super ultra plush and super softly sprung suspension. This is why the major factor of buying this vehicle. It's super soft, it's super comfortable, it's super quiet. So as you can see, the lamination is available for the front window and for the windshield as well. That's why it's super quiet. It goes over bad pavement, potholes, some road imperfections. It just glides over them. You don't feel that. What I really like is that it doesn't transmit a lot of road surface, uneven surfaces, or anything else information to the steering wheel. The steering wheel remains really calm. This is what you really want to have if you're buying a vehicle like that, like this one. It's comfortable, it has plenty power. Yes, it's super lazy from the get-go, from the standstill. If you need to accelerate quickly, probably the hybrid will be much more responsive in that regard. Aside from that, super cushy, comfortable seats, the sitting position, the visibility around the car, the tag is here, 360 camera. Yes, the drawback is it's expensive, right? And I don't think that any other issues would be something that will deter you from buying this car. Again, I'm not affiliated, and like I'm objectively trying to look at this vehicle. It's more technologically advanced than the previous generation. I know the previous gen had better touch controls. I mean, some buttons, they were looking much more upscale, to be honest. Some of the buttons and switches, they were obviously better in the previous gen. Here we have more tech, here we have more options, but again, it comes with the price. So again, guys, let me know in the comment section. We don't have a heads-up display, actually. Let me know in the comment section, would you buy this over Toyota Grand Highlander, maybe Hyundai Pilot, something like that? But I would buy this over Infiniti QX60, like 10 out of 10. I would buy this over what? Kia Telluride. Even though I really like Kia Telluride, this one is much better until we actually see the new Telluride. So it's a really strong player in this class, and I really like that. The comfort here, the quiet cabin is here, the tech and creature comfort, it's all here, guys. So let me know in the comment section, would you buy this over something else? Again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, hit the like button. It's completely free. See you next time.